Hi, ambitious professional. Today, in this video, I'm going to talk about numerous problems that are being faced by the corporate people who are working in the corporate organization. So, when I come across and when I speak to them communicatively, I find that the most the most important problem or the most ultimate problem that they are facing here is their communication skills, right? Communication skills are ultimately important to make sure that numerous people or group of target people, especially when you are doing a networking event or so you are meeting a group of people for meetings as well as other performances, you really need to master the effective communication skills. Why effective communication skills are ultimately important is because you cannot feel like you are out of the place, especially when you exist there and you feel that the other person that you are actually speaking to not engaged to your conversation and they are not involved, or indirectly it's being said that they are not in the place, but you feel that you are forced to perform, you are forced to meet them, and they are also not engaging themselves with you due to certain lacking of methods or skills that you need to possess for your own self. So in this scenario, the problem can be from yourself, because it can be that you are not able to deliver the speech or make them to stay in the conversation. Now, in this video, I'm going to share with you 4 important tips to make communication skills effective and make the people to engage with you in professional setting as well as event setting, you know. So the first tip that I would like to stress here is listen intently, right? You may ask me, why in communication I need to listen intently? I supposedly to be communicating or speaking. You see, very simple. If you start speaking without you engaging the other party or the other person, to what you do is you will fail in the communication because you feel that things are uninviting for you to be in that environment. So if you can listen intently, that means what the other party or the other person who's talking to you, and you can understand what they're trying to convey to you, that will be the greatest thing. Why? Because you can understand not only beyond, not only at the surface level, but also beyond what they're actually talking. So you are not going to focus on what actually they are saying it to you, meaning that you are not just hearing, you are also focusing on what they actually not saying to you. That means your intuition working there harder. That means there may be something, they may be telling you something, but it can be deeper than that in the conversation, which is not being told to you, but there are some hidden information or a conversation that is being spoken indirectly, which means that you need to understand them at the deeper level. So this is what we call listening intently. And if you listen intently, the person will feel comfortable to you and they will be starting to looking for you, and they will definitely communicate to you because they feel worthy to be in that particular settings. So especially when you want to go and communicate in let's say networking event, so you feel that totally all of them are strangers for you, So what you need to do here is that you need to make sure you deliver the proper information, and at the same time you need to listen to them carefully so that you can grasp the important information that is being delivered for you to really able to help them precisely. That means that they don't feel that they come there and they go back empty. So you should, and crucially, make sure that they receive the questions, the answer for the questions that actually being carried by them all the way to be in that professional setting or any social settings that is being conducted at that moment. Now, the second tips that I'm going to stress here is use phrases or sentences which can actually relate to that particular person that you are speaking to. What I mean here is that when you try to use certain phrases or certain words, such as, I understand that, the moment they communicate with you, you say, I understand that, that is true, that is interesting, and etc. etc. They will find that you are actually relating and listening intensely to what they are actually telling you. And they will feel they are validated, because in this um, kind of era, what we're looking at communication is that people want to be heard, they want to be validated, they want to be present in whatever that they are engaging with, regardless any type of settings. So when they feel that you are actually putting importance for whatever they are saying to you, they will look for you. They will be comfortably coming to you to get solutions, even discussion, or they to find anything that is actually bothering them. So you will feel engaged, and at the same time you will start to build a strong network connection, as well as you start building your reputation with those people that you, even those people who are newly you engage to. So it depends on how you going to carry the conversation effectively. Now, the third tips that I want to pay attention here is, of course, you got to tell stories to them. Besides, for example, the second tip I was talking about, truly you put some related phrases to what the communicator is speaking to you. For example, I truly understand. Oh, it is very interesting. It is great. So they will actually proceed the conversation. They'll prolong the conversation, and they will want to actually speak to you even further, discuss even further. It's kind of shared information or shared knowledge, whereby you as a person, when you tell stories to them, they will start to engage or interrelate with their real life situation, something that they're experiencing at that particular time. For example, when we say tell stories, meaning that you take a story from a movie that you just watched. So you try to analyze the story. The first part of the story, you can see the situation. So we put it in an acronym order: situation, action, and result, SAR. So situation in any movie, definitely there will be a situation involved, whereby there will be some issues, some problems, how they're going to carry the issues and problems, that will be the starting of the movie. So the second part is, I would say, action. action means how the hero or the heroine going to be the bad become the good going to become the bad. So this is the action going to be taken to bring those flow or the chronology of the movie or the story to the ending. So this will carry the character of the person who's going to be involved or engaged in the story. Then we will go for the last point, which is results. Results will be how the movie is going to be ending. Either it's a happy ending or it's a sad ending, or it will be in a questionable form. So the ending part has to be also related to the situation, action before it goes to the conclusion part. So when you tell story, you are actually relating it to the situation or the problem that the other person is bringing to you to make you to actually solve for them. Now, the fourth tips that I'm going to share with you for an effective communication skill is about practice. Practice is really important because when you, for example, you are presenting something, and maybe you are a director of a company, or you might be a professor, or you can be someone who's going to speak to your subordinates, or someone who's going to be engaged in private meetings, individual meetings, or even networking events. So what you need to do here is you cannot just go in without preparing ahead for the particular conversation or presentation. What you need to do here is that you got to plan ahead. Why you plan ahead? To increase the fluency, increase the fluid, and also to fly on whatever that you are going to do on that settings. So planning ahead is definitely important because it makes you to have a proper structure of what you're going to do when you are stepping into a meeting, or when you are going to do a demonstration, presentation, or whatsoever that is needed in that event. So you got to plan ahead so that you don't be nervous, and then you start to build your self-confidence, and you are well prepared to deliver the speech for certain engagement that you actually responsible for. Right, guys, so these are my 4 tips for effective communication skills. So I hope if you like my video, you please thumbs up and subscribe to my video. And till we meet again for the next video, have a good weekend ahead, and see you